Mary Magdalene, one of the most enigmatic and often misunderstood figures in Christian history, has been a subject of fascination, debate, and misrepresentation for centuries. Was she a devoted disciple of Jesus, a witness to his resurrection, and a key figure in early Christianity? Or has her legacy been overshadowed by misinterpretations and conflations with other biblical women? The Gospels present her as one of Jesus' most faithful followers, a woman from whom 7 demons were cast out, and a witness to both the crucifixion and resurrection. Yet over time, she has been mistakenly labeled as a repentant prostitute, a sinner seeking redemption, and even a secret companion of Jesus. The truth of her story lies not in sensationalized theories, but in a careful examination of biblical texts, historical context, and the cultural treatment of women in religious narratives. In the Gospel of Luke, she is introduced as one of several women who traveled with Jesus and supported his ministry financially, a rare acknowledgement of female agency in biblical times. In the Gospel of John, she is the first to see the risen Christ, making her the apostle to the apostles, as she is entrusted with delivering the message of the resurrection to the disciples. However, as early Christianity evolved and male leadership solidified, her prominence seemed to diminish, and her image was reshaped, possibly to reinforce patriarchal structures within the church. Pope Gregory, the first sermon in the 6th century, further conflated her with the unnamed sinful woman who anointed Jesus' feet, cementing the misidentification of Mary Magdalene as a former prostitute in Western Christian tradition, a depiction that would persist for over 1,000 years, influencing art, literature, and theological discourse. The portrayal of Mary Magdalene as a fallen woman who found redemption, rather than as an independent and devoted disciple, reflects broader themes of how women's roles have been interpreted, suppressed, or reshaped within religious traditions. The rise of feminist biblical scholarship in the 20th and 21st centuries has sought to reclaim her true role, arguing that she was not a passive recipient of Jesus' grace, but an active participant in his mission, a leader among his followers, and an essential figure in the foundation of Christianity. The discovery of the Gospel of Mary, an apocryphal text, further challenges traditional narratives, suggesting she held special knowledge and understanding of Jesus' teachings that even his male disciples struggled to grasp. Some interpretations propose that her portrayal in the Gospel of John, where she recognizes the risen Christ before anyone else, signifies a deeper spiritual insight, positioning her as a visionary rather than merely a witness. Despite the church's eventual correction of the mistaken prostitute identity, popular culture, literature, and films continue to perpetuate myths about her, from Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code, fueling theories of her marriage to Jesus, to artistic depictions emphasizing her as a repentant sinner rather than a steadfast disciple. The question remains, why has Mary Magdalene's legacy been so persistently altered? Is it because her genuine role challenges traditional power structures, or does her story serve as a mirror reflecting societal attitudes toward women in religious authority? Some theologians argue that the erasure or transformation of her identity is indicative of a broader historical trend where female figures in religious texts are often marginalized or misrepresented to conform to prevailing gender norms. Others suggest that Mary Magdalene represents a powerful symbol of devotion and resilience, a woman who, despite the shifting sands of historical interpretation, remains an enduring figure of faith, loyalty, and spiritual insight. The debate over her identity, disciple or misunderstood, is not just about one woman's story, but about the larger question of how history remembers and reconstructs influential figures, especially women, in religious movements. If we look at the canonical Gospels alone, Mary Magdalene emerges not as a woman defined by sin and redemption, but as a woman defined by unwavering faith and unparalleled witness to the most pivotal moment in Christian history. Whether viewed through the lens of faith, history, or literary interpretation, she continues to captivate and challenge our understanding of discipleship, authority, and the roles of women in the foundations of religious traditions. Ultimately, reclaiming the true Mary Magdalene is not just about historical accuracy, but about acknowledging the voices and contributions of women that have too often been obscured by time, doctrine, and tradition. Her narrative, deeply intertwined with broader historical discourses, prompts reconsideration of long-standing biases and invites contemporary readers to explore the intersections of faith, history, and gender politics. The struggle to fully understand Mary Magdalene's role is emblematic of the wider conversation surrounding women's place in spiritual leadership and institutional religion. Her story, when stripped of misinterpretations, reveals a devoted follower of Jesus who played a vital role in early Christianity, challenging the structures that sought to diminish her significance. By reassessing her portrayal, we are also engaging in a broader reflection on the way history has shaped and sometimes distorted narratives of female spiritual figures. The rediscovery of her true identity sheds light not just on her individual life, but also on the complex dynamics of gender, power, and authority that continue to influence religious traditions today. Whether she was a misunderstood woman whose legacy was reshaped by historical forces, or a disciple whose unwavering devotion placed her among Christianity's most vital figures, Mary Magdalene remains an enduring figure of faith and mystery, one whose story invites ongoing exploration, interpretation, and appreciation. The persistence of her legacy in contemporary discussions signifies not just an interest in her character, but an evolving effort to recognize and restore historical truths that were long overshadowed by tradition and misrepresentation. Her legacy is a reminder that religious narratives are not static. They evolve as new discoveries, interpretations, and perspectives emerge, challenging us to rethink established beliefs and recognize the invaluable contributions of figures like Mary Magdalene. The ongoing reassessment of her role in Christian history ensures that her true contributions remain acknowledged, preserved, and appreciated for generations to come. As scholars and theologians continue to uncover new dimensions of her influence, her story stands as a beacon of resilience, faith, and dedication, illuminating the transformative power of rediscovering history's lost voices. Her influence extends beyond religious contexts, impacting art, culture, and gender discussions, making her a pivotal symbol of truth, perseverance, and historical correction. With each new scholarly endeavor, Mary Magdalene's rightful place in Christian history is being restored, proving that truth, once uncovered, has the power to reshape perceptions and honor those who have been long overshadowed by misinterpretation and bias. As we move forward in historical and theological scholarship, her role as a devoted disciple and vital witness continues to inspire deeper inquiry and a renewed appreciation of her significance in shaping the Christian tradition.